why don't we take a look at the first step first, which is the idea of defining your audience. And this is, ironically, it is the first because we believe it's very, very foundational. But it's one that when we work with most businesses, they like to not really concentrate too much on, not really spend too much time on. They want to get to the creative, they want to get to the strategic. And we often find when we say, who do you work with? The answer is, well, it's pretty much everyone. It's some male, some female. There's a joke that, it's between the ages of 18 and 65 is our target audience, and that really doesn't do much for you. So when we broach this subject, we really try and do our best to emphasize this and to make sure they know that defining the audience is critical. There's another adage, and they're adages because they make sense, over time. If you try to be all things to all people, you'll end up being nothing to no one. And I submit that when you don't really spend time delving into who your audience is and what they need, that you miss the boat. You have a watered-down message. And a good example, you look at pharmaceuticals that are advertised on television. And if you really listen closely to pharmaceutical ads, they talk a lot about certain issues. One of them might be talking to your doctor or how to talk to your doctor about something. You'll hear that refrain. It's because they've done research that says that consumers are happy to get involved with the pharmaceutical they might need, but they're nervous or scared to talk to their doctor. So a lot of the messaging talks about how do you have that conversation with your doctor. So it shows a very keen understanding of the audience and a key awareness of the audience. So when we think about audience, let's start with the simple part. Think about demographics, and here are some of the demographics that are important. There are many more demographics, but I think this is a good place to start. You can think about anecdotally about your audience and what the demographics are. You can also look to data and record information about the audience themselves and who you really serve. So we encourage them also to overlay what I would call a motivational lens, and thinking about some questions that speak to what they really care about. Once we know what the demographics are, what does a typical day look like? What keeps them up at night? What are they worried about? What do they do with their disposable income? How does that play a role in their lives? What does a vacation look like to them? What generational issues do they face? Really understanding the depths beyond the demographics is important. And then we encourage them to think about what their customers really care about. This is what we call the cloud of customer concern, and it looks at things like the things that customers, regardless of your product, really care about. And sometimes it's independent of your product. They want to be well, they want to solve problems, they want things to be convenient, they want to learn new things, they want their family to be happy, they want to relax, they want to get by in the world, they want to earn more in the world. And so any company can expand upon these, but the idea is to think about what really matters to your customer. And if you spend time doing that, the rest of the marketing becomes easier to you. Peter Drucker, I think, said it very, very well with this quote. And the more you understand the audience, the closer you get to them and the closer your products are to them. We go so far as to encourage clients and to help clients develop audience personas. So one example I use in the book is if you're a health club, health and fitness club, and you think, okay, I just want to put somebody out, how they do at the gyms, they'll put somebody in the parking lot and you'll sign up and you come in. Well, we encourage you to think about who your different audience segments are. And a gym has different audiences. They might have Timmy at the bottom who his biggest goal is to make his varsity team. He wants to get bigger. You have Herb at the top who's pre-diabetic and he just wants to stave off diabetes. He wants to take care of his heart. And then Nancy in the middle. She might be on her way to being married. She wants to lose a couple pounds before her wedding. So we encourage you to think about your customers in those terms so that your messaging ends up meeting their needs, not just going broad brush and assuming that they're all the same.